Hello, I'm Natasha and I will show you an example of response registration, which comes from the GRIP study. For more information on what response registration is and why and how to use it, please see the clip called Response Registration. So this is the response registration for the GRIP study. As you can see, I've used an Excel sheet with multiple tabs for the response registration. The first tab is an overview that is automatically updated based on the information I provide in the other tabs. The sheet may look overwhelming, but I will take you through it step by step to show you what it includes. You can also use this example as a starting point for your own response registration. You can find this Excel sheet in the course documents under week 4. On the left, you can see that the sheet is built up in a hierarchical structure. Column A lists the names of organizations and column B lists the names of all the teams within these organizations. In my case, the teams are either part of the intervention group, IG, or the control group, CG. At the bottom of the sheet, there's the total provided per group and overall. This column shows the number of individuals who started treatment at one of the participating teams. Thus, this is the target group of my study. These columns give insight into the first step of the recruitment strategy, which is to approach the target group. Column E shows how many people were approached, and column H shows how many people were not approached. In an ideal situation, column H would have been empty because all clients were supposed to be approached about the study. These columns give insight into the second step of the recruitment strategy, which is to ask the participants if they object to sharing their contact information with the research team. Column J shows how many people did not object and therefore gave permission to share their contact information, and column M shows how many people did object. My response registration sheet that I have created is not perfect. The most obvious example of that is that I forgot to add one step into the sheet, which is to give individuals more information and to suggest to make an appointment. We all make mistakes as we are human, yet I think we could prevent most of them by preparation, for example, by taking this course. You can be really proud of yourselves that you're following this course because you will likely avoid these mistakes that I made by not being well prepared. So then the first step of the recruitment strategy is again provided in this sheet, which contains information about how many people signed the informed consent form and therefore started to participate in the study. Similarly to previous steps, column N provides the number of people who have signed the form and column S the number who haven't. Finally, I also added several columns about dropouts into the sheet, which actually would be more appropriate to be added into a participant management system. Now I will show you what the other tabs look like. The information provided in these tabs is what is used by Excel to create the overview on the first tab that I just showed you. I created one tab per team. To ensure privacy of the individuals, I have marked some of the information black. Columns A to E provide information about who the individual is, which is necessary to make sure that individuals are not entered into the sheet twice by mistake. Column F shows whether or not individuals were approached, which is step 1. Column G includes information on whether individuals gave permission to share their contact details, which is step 2. And as mentioned earlier, step 3 is missing. Step 4, which is whether individuals signed the informed consent form, is provided in column K. And the final column shows whether someone dropped out. I also added gray columns to keep track of when the individual was added into the sheet, when information about the individual has been changed, and when the individual has been removed from the sheet. Removal only happened if they did not meet the inclusion criteria and therefore do not fall into the target group. In that case, I removed the answers from column A, F, G, K, and L because these columns are used by the overview on the first tab. Based on the information from the response registration, I was able to provide myself, my research team, and the partners of our study with the detailed information about the recruitment. I made these flowchart almost every month during the recruitment phase of the study and used it to make improvements to our strategy together with the organizations. This is another figure that I made to illustrate the success of our recruitment strategy to our research team and our partners. This is also the end of this clip. I hope I've provided you with enough information to start working on your own sponsor registration. You can download the materials shown in this clip from the digital course environments.